This is not Buddhist fantasy. I remember one time this is when I was teaching in Dallas. We were doing a public talk, and I think it was called Life Without Stress. And we went to a cool coffee shop and asked them if we could put the publicity up, And the barista looks at it. Rainbows and unicorns. Sure, put it up. Like that. And I realized, we've kind of given up hope. And you understand why. Because nothing seems to work. To find lasting peace and happiness, and almost seems to be getting worse, at least in our society. Political divisions increasing, new wars appearing. We wonder, how is peace possible? We have to create it from inside. This is not Buddhist fantasy. This really works. We've worked so hard for so many external accomplishments. And yes, some temporary benefit. Often also many problems. If we were to put great energy, joyful energy, into cherishing others every day, we would know in our own experience how a good heart always gives good results. And our example alone will be a teaching for others. And then Venerable Geshe used the example of how it solves the problem of jealousy. Jealousy, for example, is a state of mind that cannot bear another's good fortune. But if we cherish someone, how can his or her good fortune disturb our mind? Very interesting, isn't it? Jealousy is, all delusions are horrible because they all destroy our inner peace, the source of our happiness. But jealousy, none of them make sense because they're all born of ignorance. But this is such a strange mind. So something good is happening for others, and we see that, and then something bad happens for us, which is we become unhappy about their good fortune. How does that help anything? For example, let's say you've been circling the Trader Joe's parking lot for a while, trying to find a parking spot. You're on your third lap around, and there's always somebody that just drives in, and then their timing was just perfect, right? And you see in your rearview mirror that someone's pulling out when you just passed, and they're pulling right in, And what does our mind do? Oh. So they're really happy. They're super happy. They can't believe, And then we're like, ugh. That's jealousy, right? So it's a mind that can't bear another's good fortune. We become unhappy in seeing others' good fortune. This is a very unfortunate state of mind. Because if we at least cherished their happiness and wishes as much as our own, then we would share in their happiness, wouldn't we? Because, let me say this. Let's imagine that person who got that spot was our mom. Right? We're like, oh, good, she got it. She got that spot. Wonderful. Right? And then we're sharing in that happiness. If we cherish others, when they have good fortune, we share in that happiness because we believe their happiness is important. Not just intellectually, we really believe it. It's how we feel about them. And so when good things happen for them, good things happen for us. How wonderful. Everyone needs this mind. How can we wish to harm others if we regard everyone's happiness to be of paramount importance? The only reason we ever develop an intention to say something hurtful, or even physically harm others, or even mentally wish them harm, is because at that time we are not cherishing them. We don't believe their happiness and freedom are important. If we believe others' happiness and freedom are at least as important as our own, we will never develop the intention to harm others. How wonderful. And whether someone's a religious person or not, they will appreciate that example. We may not have the words, but we know when we're around someone who has a good heart. We feel relaxed around them, happy, and there's no problem. So much peace, happiness, and goodness comes from this mind. In fact, Shantideva said, all the happiness there is in this world arises from wishing others to be happy.